Hello, friends, fellow 1-6 Warriors, YouTube viewers. I have a review for you. Obviously, this is a little box. It says Kimi Toys on the front. And if you're wondering what's inside, it's an action figure head sculpt. It's a female head, number kt005. Now, as you guys can guess, you probably know what that is. This is the front of it. It says, if I can get it to focus right, it was focusing earlier. It says, warning, choking hazard. Small parts not for children under 3 years old. Adult collectible, not a toy. Recommended ages 15 and up. I'm like, okay, so it's not recommended for children under 3, but you're saying it's recommended for people over 15. Why don't you just say that instead of giving the extra choking hazard warning? I mean, I guess U.S. law does require that, but it seems kind of redundant, and I'm sure the Chinese writing is something important that I cannot even read or understand. Anyway, here's the box, the black box. Very cheap. I mean, it's nice that it comes in something other than a rubber, plastic card. They could have done that. They could have gone the triad route, which screams of cheap. As you can see, because it sticks a bit, it's a little hard to pull down. I got it. There, it's loose. I gotta say, I do think that this is certainly a step up, but it's still, I mean, for the way they're trying to present it, a different color might have been nicer, like red or, something that wasn't black. Black just seems like a very, maybe it's just a color that makes me think that there's something negative. It gives me a negative emotional feeling, I guess is the best way I'd put it, without going into too much detail. Black foam, just a foam, I'm not even sure what you call it, like a lid. There's the head and what almost could fit a small, dainty decorative spoon. And knowing the Chinese, I'm sure Chinese girls have lots of decorative... Oops, did I knock it out? Yep. Anyway, here's the head. It's kt005. That European-American. I'm going to pull the plastic off here in a second and really get to the details of her. But I just want to show you that there is a plastic lining in here that comes out. Let me get it out and show you that they didn't really... I mean, it's 3 foam parts, which, drives up cost. Because the bottom is certainly not part of this, which the initial thought would be, okay, if this is the foam lining on the bottom, there's probably an attached line. I'm thinking that just for safety reasons, they probably should have at least lightly attached that to the bottom. Just so that if anything happened, the head would have a bottom layer to protect it. Because, I don't know what's going to happen, but you never know. Another reason I wouldn't have gone with black is it can look a little dirty and a little quickly used up if not properly packaged. And when you get it to the customer, it just feels like it would be like having it in all white. It feels like the cheapest possible high-end packaging. And there's no picture on the front, by the way, which gives you no idea of what you've got. Somebody could have easily thrown a rock in here, a piece of dried poop. They could have put baseball cards in here. I mean, granted, the picture isn't going to help in that case. But at least at this point, Kimi Toys, it would be much better to put something on the packaging that shows what it is so that when people go to buy it, they can see what they're getting on the front if they ever go to a store and physically see one that they want to physically buy. I don't know that any major store is going to want to just open all this packaging and risk ruining the value of it. So, yeah. I guess I could see the value to both this and plastic. But this requires more care, and I do feel like they did put care. But, again, just if they're going to go this route, just fully go this route. Maybe print out a little image of the item, or at least, maybe have like a little hole in there that allows you to see the item somewhere. I know the foam would be a problem, but, a plastic packaging like this with a carded front would not be bad, right? I mean, or something, Anyway, this is the head, and I gotta say, I'm feeling like it's supposed to be someone. I don't know who, but given the trend in heads, I wouldn't be surprised if we found out later it was a celebrity. I bought it mostly because I thought it was a pretty head, and it's really nicely done. And to be honest, from some angles, it kind of looks like a somewhat maybe of a cross between Anne Hathaway and Angelina Jolie. So there's probably some young actress I'm forgetting about who's fairly popular that deserve this job. If anyone gets any ideas as to who, please let me know. I like the hair, but typical of any rooted hair style. There's already some frizzing, some fraying, whatever you want to call it. The eyes are really nicely done. Sorry, my phone does not seem to like this whole up-close thing very well. Let me see if I can... Really? You're not going to pick... There it is, there it is. It's getting a little better. Goes in and out. I'm sorry, I will take actual photos. But I want you to know that I actually have seen this head in hand. I could say it pretty much is like the promo pics. In fact, maybe even a little better from some angles than the actual promo pics. It's a smaller head. Not as small as I expected. I'm used to heads being a little bigger. But, you know, for what you're getting, I mean, all the details, the nose, the lips, it's very much a realistic interpretation of beauty, not these Hollywood ideas of beauty, which I have a whole set of opinions on. My last comment on this is, way to go. I mean, for the price point, for the packaging details, my overall rating, if we're giving 4 stars, is 3.5. Again, like I said, the packaging color thing, I don't get it. I mean, would have been nice to have somewhat of a colored theme, maybe, you know, again, like a red or something. And don't go for light colors, but and also the picture, you know, to offset whatever it is you're doing. But other than that, you know, good job. I'm going to go put it on this figure over here, and I'm going to try it out. You know what? I'm just going to show you something else I've been working on. Got these great ZY Toys shoes here. These jeans with the belt and the reddish pinkish top. It said red, but that's clearly pink. I mean, I think I got color gypped. Anyway, I don't care. I mean, it's a nice top. I'm actually surprised that the pink one doesn't look as bad as I thought it would. The shoes are an interesting case because they have laces. I never had shoes with laces. They're a bit long, and I need to cut them shorter so that they look more appropriate. They're supposed to be Converse shoes. I don't think they actually say Converse anywhere. No, you know what? They actually say... It looks like they say Council shoes. And then they say, of course, Toys on the back. I don't know if you can see that. Doesn't look to want to focus. Nothing I can do about it. Anyway, the jeans are really well made, and they fit, actually, on a play toy. I'm surprised because, you know, the bums on play toys, even the 2.0s, are still pretty big. Oh, look at those pokies. You know, pokey nipples are always better than non-pokey ones, because they just look nicer, and they look more alive and ready to be, you know, ready to feed babies, I guess. I've done a lot of thinking about why men are so obsessed with breasts, and I think it's a fertility thing. I mean, I might be wrong. This is not a fertility discussion. Neck peg, obviously. I wonder if it'll fit. That's the only thing I don't know. The recent Flirty Girl head fit that I got on a regular standard old school peg. So I can imagine that Flirty Girl and Kimi toys certainly aren't that different. They certainly look like they have similar sculptors or something working for them. So now to put this on, and let's see. Okay, well, would you look at that? It's got the same neck peg style that Flirty Girl has, so the head fits. It's a little loose, but, you know, it's probably, I'm guessing, made for a ball peg, and I have one. So maybe what I'll do later is try out the ball peg system. Yeah, it definitely isn't meant to be for that kind of head. It's not that kind of peg. So when I get that and try it out, see, because I'm guessing. So, yep. After some long finagling, I got a better neck peg on there. It turned out that this particular body, however it happened, somehow ended up with a shoulder joint, or rather, I should say, a joint somewhere in the back that was holding the neck peg in. I don't know if the screws can be tightened in some way to fix. I think the left arm has a bit of a looseness issue. Yep. It's probably the bottom screw that needs a little fixing to keep the joint tight or something. But it should be tight in there. So anyway, yeah, I like it. I'm going to keep it on this figure. And if I can take it off somehow to fix that problem, I'm going to do that right now. If anyone has any comments on the look of this head, if they also own one, and perhaps on suggestions on other good heads to grab, I have a list, such as the Fison Lady Action head, and the TTL Perfection Murderous, which has at this point become the rare Ark of the Covenant that everyone so desperately wants to find. You know, I mean, for me, that's what it's like. It's like it exists, but finding it is the problem. Money is not. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on this one. I should say lastly, I do like redheads and brunettes a lot, so